Welcome to your daily AI news, where we demystify the latest advancements in artificial intelligence and explore how they're reshaping our world. The idea is to learn and have fun with us in the process. I'm Noah McDonough.
Hey, I'm Rick Ninja. Good morning, Noah. Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here.
Right on. Me too.
All right, let's do it live, Noah. Let's do it live. All right, so today's packed with news, just like every week. I believe that's the rhythm of AI. And one of the news, it happened a couple days ago, was the Google Keynote, and there's a bunch of things that we can talk about. Noah, you got a sensible topic here, huh? Taiwan and Nvidia.
Let's see. Actually, yeah, let's see. We're looking at. So we've got. Let me go over here to share this guy.
If I remember correctly, and Noah told me that he's overwhelmed there with all the news and
you guys
links.
See my screen here correctly?
Let me see if I can see. Just a second. Oh, no, I'm the one. Yeah, yep. Nvidia. Foxconn builds AI factory in partnership with Taiwan and Nvidia.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll just kind of this is actually from the Nvidia newsroom. At the Computex Tech Show, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, and we're going to hear his name quite a bit throughout obviously in general, but also in this last week's news, he's been popping up quite a bit. An announcement that significant investments in Taiwan have been made by Nvidia, including the construction of a new base in Taipei and an AI supercomputer powered by thousands of Nvidia chips. This initiative is in partnership with Foxconn subsidiary, which is a big innovation company, and the Taiwanese government. And it reinforces Taiwan's role as a critical global technology hub. The investment, likely amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars, aligns with Nvidia's broader commitment to invest up to $500 billion over 4 years in AI infrastructure globally. So yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, I was just looking at geopolitical stuff and kind of getting a better understanding as time goes on of how much investment in infrastructure is happening just because of AI, and then also kind of thinking about the friction there between China and Taiwan, and debate about, is it part of China? Is it going to stay its own thing? Just kind of interesting to see how that's going to unfold.
True. Adding to that, right? It's like a back and forth. It's been a while. I haven't heard, or at least I'm not into the news of that topic in itself. But it's like it's back and forth. Oh, China and Taiwan and United States, and now we have this news that Nvidia is going to invest huge amounts in Taiwan. So I'm not sure how it works. What is narrative? What is really happening? It goes beyond my field of understanding, I guess. I have not researched enough. So it makes me think like, oh, so China trying to invade Taiwan, is that more a narrative than reality, or Nvidia is not aware? I mean, that, I don't know. It goes beyond like even our topic here. But yeah, I mean, about the investment, which I think it's very positive in infrastructure, it's going to be immense. It's going to be very interesting as well. It's like industrial revolution, right? Like you had huge investment in infrastructure, and the amount of inventions that occurred in that period, I believe it's gonna, as important as it was, it's gonna be, I would say, in numbers, it's gonna be definitely not as big as the amount that we're gonna have right now with AI. Therefore, without those inventions, without those developments, AI would not be possible, right? So each historical phase has its importance. I think that would be one point, and I'm just trying to say something smart here. Yeah. And like Nvidia, I think it was with you, Noah, that we were talking, right? It's so interesting that Nvidia started their graphic cards, if I may, for gaming, and like the how interesting the direction that it went. If it wasn't for those gaming graphic cards, then who know what would be today of the AI technology.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how entertainment often pushes technology. I mean, look at Industrial Light and Magic. I mean, they had to produce all that stuff just to make basically one movie initially. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
look where that went.
yeah, yeah. That's a big thing. Every single field that flows lots of resources, if well managed, the development is going to be incredible. Yeah, Nvidia and Taiwan. That was an interesting topic. All right. Oh, by the way, not sure if you guys could hear me. Now you guys might hear me with more clarity. Okay, so were you able to hear me, Noah?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Unless you want to add anything else for the.
No.
You
We're
good?
good. Yep.
Okay. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit about the event Keynote that Google had earlier this week, and I'm gonna share a screen. Let me see if I can do this. Boom, boom, boom. Now this week was big. Now if we can have that, there you go.
Yep, we're
You guys
good.
can see it clearly. So Google Keynote 2025 from research to reality. Um, I'm just gonna go through because I really want to show you guys at least one of their tech that they one of their tools that they announced that I think is very impressive, but a lot of them is very interesting. So, and I really enjoy the clarity that they uh, shows us like the information. I'm very rarely I go to their Keynote website, so maybe they've done this for a while. Okay, that aside, this is one graphic, if I may call like this, timeline more like, that I think it's very interesting. So shipping and la la la, this is not what I'm looking for. So here on the above part, we have models and research. And on the below part, we have products and features. So on models and research, through 2024 to May, we have like Learn LM, AlphaFold 3, Gemini, Imagen 3, Gemma 2, VU, Project Extra. I personally have never used nor heard of like VO1. Maybe I was just not that engaged back on the day, so I'm not sure if it was my not engagement, nor if it was that it was just more in not more niched. Let's put like this, right? Imagen was like their image generator. Gemma 2, not sure what that one stands for, but definitely gonna learn a little bit more. VO Project Astra. So they develop all the way to this day. Here below we have the products and services. Oh, so that would make sense. Video effects. So that might have been their service that had VO and Imagen. And then we go all the way to this day and May. Gemini on Wear, Auto, and TV. That's interesting. Gemini 2.5 Pro, Alpha Evolve, Gemini 2.5 Flash. Just remembering students, I'm not sure. I think it expired. They had a free student accessibility through May. So if I go move on here, we have this graphic. I believe behind here there's a shadowy part with the other names. I do imagine those are the other AI players in the field. Here we have a graph like higher performance and lower cost. So they have the Gemini 2.0 flashlight here, which is lower cost, not as high of a performance. Therefore, it's above many others in the field that I cannot clearly see which one are they, right? It's like maybe that's intentional, I guess. I hope those are real names, not just ad strategy,
AI generated.
right? AI generated. Now this is well elaborated, I tell you that. And then they have their other ones. So Gemini 2.5 Pro review, preview, blah, blah, blah. Those I believe might be on the more expensive product. The
Yeah,
word is adopting. Go ahead.
just the other night, I was actually able to log in and acquire a license of Gemini Pro using my student identification. If you do it before June, I believe, then you have access to it for 12 months. And I started going crazy with the Veo stuff. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's sort of the video generation tool that's inside of it. If you go too crazy, it kind of shuts you down and says, "Hey, you've gone bananas here, and you've used up all your tokens for the day. You got to wait a day." And I kind of understand that, because when you look at what it's doing, it's pretty impressive. You know, so I've got some things to share, most likely in our next show, depending on how today goes.
Yeah, it's like, and it's a taste, right? I think that's one of their strategy. It's just to give a kind of a taste of what they have, and probably not to overwhelm their system as well, I would say. But you're getting better and better. That I hope it keeps that way. So they also announced this Google Beam. This is more for, if I remember correctly, it's like if we are having a meeting, and I think it would work for the public right here as well, but it's kind of too complex to be affordable for consumer based, I would say. It's more for businesses, I would imagine. But basically what it does, it's very interesting. In my view, it's nothing revolutionary or too crazy. So basically in these dots here, those are cameras. And basically what those cameras do is that they, for example, of my person, it gets me and it makes kind of a 3D character. It gives the impression of the 3D character. So I think probably there is more to that, because if that's all there is, I feel like it's not sufficient for thing in itself. Let's put like this. This is
that for like recording videos of yourself to broadcast out, or what's the end goal there?
yeah. So the sample that they gave was basically a meeting. So you had a meeting.
So like you could be out doing something else, and then you're.
No, it was a live meeting. So like right now we
Okay.
are having this live.
So maybe like an advanced version of Zoom.
Yeah, you could say that, but it's not it's more of the technology that allows the computer to generate that 3D image. So it's not the video to itself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's not the video to itself, which they do have their video too, which is like this one right here. Here's the sample of the Beam. So Project Starline is becoming Google Beam, a platform that uses AI to turn 2D video streaming into realistic, immersive video calls. So that would be basically the here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so you see the person seems like it's a 3D, and like I said, I mean, at least for me, nothing like out of this world. It's interesting, but it will definitely. I guess this is a sort of technology that
Okay.
could be applied for a hologram. I guess maybe yes. So hologram, I think it's more interesting.
Maybe it makes it look like you're in a studio with each other or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I mean, it is better to be in the studio with the other person, I would say. All right, so let's see. I mean, this is just a overdoing of virtual reality, I guess. Anyways, so here I have this is the speech translation coming to Google Meet. So speech translation. So this is something that should be there already a long time ago. Therefore, I'm glad that it is there right now, right? Because the speech translation, it's been there for a while, but now they're integrating to the Google Meet. So Google Meet is I would say is the competitor from Zoom that you talked about. And basically what it does is real time, it translate conversation between two persons. Definitely very interesting.
So your meetings will look like the old kung fu movies where the lips don't match
There you go.
don't
Hey,
match what's being said.
such a good point, funny point. That there is I might search here. There is a funny kung fu movie that is just a comic kind of what's the how do we say when it's just a movie making fun of other movies?
Oh, a spoof
Spoof?
or a satire.
Satire? Yeah, satire. I think like not that much of satire.
Spoof, I think, is a better one.
So it's just a kung fu spoof of the kung fu movies, and they make really a lot of fun of that aspect there. But since you brought that aspect, lip sync is a thing, right? So now even with lip sync, it might not be necessarily a problem. So here's the thing with the emails. Not sure if we need to go through that. In research, advancing. Now they got into my way here. Our most intelligent model, Gemini 2.5. Yeah, we use the Gemini 2.5, something that I thought was very interesting about Gemini 2.5. And correct me if I'm wrong for those watching us or who is going to watch in the future, that Gemini 2.5, I was talking with Noah recently about it, that if we upload like a link from a video of YouTube, my thought was that it would not watch the video, but it would kind of use somehow the transcript to gather the information it was asked for or needed. And Gemini 2.5 or an advanced version of it, it actually watches the movie, but it does so it's like in like less than a minute. So that's very impressive. And the word I was looking for is flash. So I believe it's the Gemini 2.5 flash. So you upload a link of a video on YouTube, and it kind of watches the movie. Not sure that if that's the correct term, and it gathers the information from watching the movie, which is a lot more impressive because if you have only the information from the transcript, you do not have the visual information of the video. And if the 2.5 Flash and all other AIs that come forward with that technology have also the video information of the video, imagine the amount of information that we can gather or extract from that video.
Yeah, I could see a real practical application in that case. You guys can imagine, let's say you have 3 hours of footage and you just want to kind of create a highlight reel or a trailer for all that footage. You can pump that into these tools and it'll go ahead and analyze it, and you can ask it to make recommendations on, hey, what would be, sort of eye-catching elements that sort of describe the story without giving away the plot completely, and can you timestamp all of the different spaces where I could grab those clips and create that highlight reel, and the tool will do that. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. So yeah, let's see. There's the flow. We're gonna go a little bit further on flow. The flow tool that they I think it's not necessarily the flow. It's not necessarily the tool. I think it's more of a environment for video and image editing. Let me see. See, overall, for users, simple fellows like us, or me at least, here is basically like a few of the tools that they have live, right? So Imaging 4, which is their image generator. Personal, proactive, powerful, which is personal, proactive, and powerful, which is basically like the personal. They are using the emails. It's able to gather a little bit of the information, hopefully the information that you allow them to get, and the outcome would be according to that information, like emails. It goes through your emails if you forget something, and it can elaborate something according to the topic you were discussing with somebody. Gemini Live on Android and iOS. So Gemini Live, it's basically the talking with the app, which is very impressive. I just tried today. I was impressed with that. Like a Grok, I try my app, and it asked me to swipe left. I don't know when they added that. And by swiping left, they would allow me to activate the voice. So that was interesting. So VEO3, we're going to go through that a little bit more. Gemini in Chrome, which is basically the searching tool in Chrome. It's going to be using, it already uses AI, but it seems like it's almost becoming fully AI integrated. And agent mode. Agent mode, have we discussed that? I don't think so,
No.
but I have right here, right? Yeah, because I don't even remember precisely what it is. Oh, look at this. So students, I got this before we go to the agent. Students around the world can easily make interactive quizzes, and college students in the US, Brazil, Indonesia, Japan, and the UK are eligible for a free school year of the Google AI Pro plan. So that's cool. It's a whole year. I thought it was until May. Okay.
But I think you do have to sign up. There is like a deadline to sign up, and I think I remember either starting June or ending in June.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we're gonna definitely let you guys know if we see it right here, especially if I see like an on spot like this. So Gemini Live, it would be better for me to just have came here over here instead of trying to remember everything. So Gemini Live with camera and screen sharing. So this is a good one. ChatGPT had the vision. So it was like the ChatGPT vision. With camera and screen sharing is now free on Android and iOS for everyone. So you can point your phone at anything and talk it through. So this is very impressive. With your camera, the phone will tell you what it sees. Image in 4, image generation, VO3, let me go a little bit more on it. Deep Research and Canvas are getting their biggest update yet, unlocking new ways to analyze information, create podcast and vibe, code websites and apps. So Deep Research, Gemini is coming to Chrome, so you can ask the questions, browse the web. Yeah, like I talked a little bit about that. Google AI Ultra, a new premium plan, is for the pioneers who want the biggest rate limits and early access to new features. I believe this Google AI Ultra is like $250, if I'm not mistaken. 2.5 Flash has become our new model, and it blends incredible quality with lightning fast response times. All right, I'm going through this very quickly because I do want to share one more thing. Creating Canvas. This seems very interesting. Canvas is the creative space inside the Gemini app, a place to build anything you can describe. Very impressive. We might be exploring that in the future. Noah. Gemini in Chrome. Here they have an intro. All right. Yes, like I told you guys, it was packed week. Meet Google AI Pro and Google AI plans. Let's see if they give the price here. $19.99 for Google AI Pro. And I don't see this Pro plan. It offers this, and that. Maybe the Ultra. Google AI Ultra is available in US only, with more countries coming soon. Yeah, $250, $249.99. All right, so we went through this quickly. Any questions, guys? Just let us know. I'm going to be sharing a different window here, Noah, which is the VO3. This became one thing in itself. Let me know when you were able to see it.
In.
Awesome. So Google DeepMind. So this video has brought some very interesting developments. Try and Flow. We're gonna take a look on Flow. I have not looked before, so we're gonna try with you guys. Introducing our state-of-the-art VO3 model and new creative capabilities for VO. The only issue, I mean, at least at my point here, Noah, is that to use the VO3 model, you need to be on the $250 plan. So
is that per month?
Per month.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So you got any student discounts?
I mean, that would be interesting. So yeah, the tool is very interesting. The VO3 creators. Oh no, let me share with you guys something that
commands your awe
impressive,
with every breaking light. This ocean, it's a force, a wild,
it's video, audio, and not only that, but it
ticking
also
light.
has
This ocean, it's a force, a
lip
wild.
sync with
And she commands your awe with every breaking light. This ocean, it's a force, a wild,
so I'm gonna try to
untamed
play
might.
for you guys
and she commands your awe.
Actually, yeah,
With
sound is
every
really
breaking
loud on the
light,
video.
this ocean,
Oh,
it's a
really?
force, a
My God,
wild,
okay.
untamed
Now
might.
is it off?
Yeah.
Interesting, because I cannot manage the. Because what's happening here is that my computer is mute, and
Popeye sounds really angry in that video.
Ocean,
right?
it's
Oh man, let me see if I can do in a different manner. Let me improvise here. That's what happens when we do it live. So VO3. VO3 Google Gemini.
You can see the prompt down at the bottom. A medium shot frames an old sailor, his knitted blue sailor hat, ...
Right? Okay, so now I might have a little bit of more possibility to manage the sound. Let me share a different image here. First look Google AI. Is this the one I'm looking for? No. Okay, one sec. Oh, there we go. Boom. Okay. Now I'm sharing. We have our same fella there.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me if the sound is better now.
ocean, it's a
Yeah,
force,
it's better.
a
Awesome.
wild ocean.
So
it's
yeah, so basically observe and listen that you have, and observe like the lip sync. Everything here is AI. There's nothing outside AI. So let's play this.
this ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might. And she commands
Well,
your
tell
awe
me your
with every
feedback, Noah.
breaking light.
I mean, I'm not sure if there's lag between the audio and the guy's motions, but it kind of did have that effect of the Japanese kung fu movie
Oh yeah.
with the lip syncing not matching up with what he's saying.
I mean, hey, I gotcha.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. You're a perfectionist, but for a first demonstration,
Yeah, pretty neat.
yeah, I'm impressed. For a first demonstration, it delivered, I would say. I mean, at least for the showing us, right? But I want to see. There was another video. I was not able to find it. I don't know. I think it's kind of the combination of those videos. Yeah, this is pretty amazing work. Oh, look at that. That's cool. So you're not only with the realistic, but you have a variation of
Clay, artificial claymation.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I'm excited for this. Let's move on. Let's see what design for a greater control. I mean, this is pretty impressive. The graphics here, the visuals here are pretty impressive. Yeah, it seems like somebody said that before, like the physics are just improving, getting better and better. So it gives them like a very natural flow of things. Our partnership with Darren, let's not go through that yet. Yeah, there is like endless information there. Let me just see if I'm able to connect this flow and if it gives us some clear information on the topic. Let me change the screen here. Flow, share. So flow, where the next wave of storytelling happens with VO, right? So we talked about other storytelling AI tools, and flow, it's like the new. I'm excited to see what Grok gonna do with with their own storytelling tool. So flow, where the next wave of storytelling happens with VO, create with flow. So flow AI filmmaking tool built with and for creatives. Let me see. Try text to image. Okay. Oh, so this is what I was looking for. Consistent. This is gold for anyone creating anything with AI that wants to tell a story. Consistency. All right. So save as ingredient. Okay, that's cool. So I think this is how they keep the consistent. So we have text to image. We have what? Okay, so this is the combination of many visual elements, and then it brings them together. That's pretty cool. Then we have
jellyfish inside a cab.
not the best of the choices, I'd say. It's very abstract, right? So here it seems like it's doing exactly the same thing. And here I think it's giving continuity to that other one and showing like their timeline, how you work
funny.
with their timeline.
Lava lamps.
Yeah.
They walk.
All right. Hey, too abstract for me, I guess. But it's showing kind of the overall tool. It described it. Oh, that's something. That's something. So it basically it's jump to. Okay, I like the way this is going. Then expand. So here they are basically shown two tools for us, right?
So is it true that you can afford, if you can afford $250 a month, you could be generating videos just like this? Is that accurate? Or
I mean, hey, somebody's gonna tell us. I'm glad there's a experienced and well-established YouTubers talking about AI, and they invested the $250 just to show us those videos. I'm so glad for them. We might be there eventually, pretty soon.
that's the plan.
Yeah. So you can expand the video, and you can jump to, which would be like a cut in the video, jeep up, and now they are using the words instead of no. Okay, so jeep up. Okay, pedestrian. Okay, so yeah. And then we have a mixture of things. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with that. It seems very interesting. Excited to see that. Like, they should have the free version. Let's see their pricing. Oh, you asked about the two. This seems to be a different pricing. Let's see.
Yeah, $100 a month.
Yeah.
Oh well, discounted down from 250 to 124 for 3 months.
Yeah. So this seems to be a different package.
Free for 1 month. Google AI Pro, Google AI Ultra. Okay.
Yeah.
VO2 and VO3. Were we looking at 2 or 3 just then? Do we know?
What do you mean exactly?
The videos that you were just showing in the interface, do we know if that was VO2 or VO3?
Let's see if they differentiate them. Let's see.
It just says VO. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us.
We'd have to dig in to know the difference of what each one has.
Exactly.
If you guys do dig into Gemini Pro for free on the student side of things, down at the base of the interface, there's actually a section you can click on for video. I got caught up a little bit when I was playing around because I was asking it to generate some videos. I'd upload an image and say, hey, can you animate this? And it says, hey, I'm a large language model. I don't mess with animations. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the whole reason you just came out. And then I realized there's a separate button. So it's not completely seamlessly integrated. You do have to realize that there's a button to activate Veo to be able to animate stuff from the AI interface of Gemini.
There you go. And let me share one last thing, that it's named Flow TV. So that's something. Are you able to see over there, Noah?
Yeah, we can see that. Who's that by? Is that Google?
Let's see if it tells us. It gives me the prompt. So in this one, it defines that it's the VO2, and it gives me the full prompt. Let me see if it gives the source.
All
Not
those
really.
papers are flying everywhere.
Yeah. Helicopter up there.
Helicopter.
Yeah. Oh, so that's funny. So they're just kind of matching. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. Split screen, Borough Town. All right. Hey. All right. Those guys are up to something. And let's move on, or else we're going to be there for long time.
Yeah, easy to get lost in that technology. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is. Truly is. What do you have there for us, Noah?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and share my screen. This is a kind of back on the infrastructure stuff and sort of the historical impact of AI. It kind of ties in a little bit to what we were talking about before, both in this episode and previous episodes. This is coming from the Washington Post, and then also the PittsburghRegion.org. Western Pennsylvania is rapidly transforming into a hub for the next industrial revolution, centered around artificial intelligence and fueled by the region's rich natural gas resources. So we were talking about how AI is super, super thirsty for energy. And so it's getting real interesting, because now places that, where their economy wasn't doing so well, we're kind of seeing some things potentially flare up here in a positive way for them. Key figures like Toby Rice, CEO of EQT Corp, are pivotal in supplying energy to new AI data centers, such as the $10 billion development of the Homer City Generating Station into one of the largest AI facilities in Pennsylvania. Local initiatives are bridging industry, academia, and labor to turn Pittsburgh into a national AI epicenter. Leveraging talent from institutions like the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon, the fourth industrial revolution, still ongoing, was sparked by the internet and renewable energy. And now, Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang has stated that we are at the dawn of the fifth industrial revolution, marked by the integration of artificial intelligence into human day-to-day life, from business to defense and entertainment, changing how every person in the world lives and works. In other words, AI technology like chatbots and ChatGPT are just the tip of the iceberg. Pittsburgh is at the center of today's AI renaissance. So that's pretty cool. I mean, over the years, I've heard of different rural areas, and Pittsburgh included, really kind of suffering in the technology boom. So it's kind of neat to see that they're seeing some potential benefits from this as well.
Exactly. I do see that I think we often talk about this, right? So AI do generate, like the overall infrastructure and technology does generate a lot of resource. Like it generates and uses lots of resources. So it's just common sense, let's put it like this, that a lot of that, at least a good amount of that resource should go to the environment in which they are part of, right? So I do feel like this is a good point there.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do we got next?
Hey, let me just get here. Next one. You're gonna like it, this one. It's let me share my screen though, by the way. Boom. So this one, very recent, less than 24 hours ago, but it's been happening before. We have Sam from OpenAI with John Ivey that worked for Apple. So OpenAI, they've been working with this for a couple years. Let me even go through the more complete there. No, where is it? Okay, just a sec. OpenAI. They kind of messed up my timeline here. Where did it go? Right here. Is that the one? Yeah. All right, here it is. So basically what we have is that OpenAI recruits legendary iPhone designer John Ivey to work on AI hardware in 6.5 billion deal. So that's what we are talking about. It's the amount of resources in which that generates and goes around AI tech overall. The John Ivey, for those who don't know, he was one of the team that worked on the iPhone. He was known to work on the hardware on Apple, and very successfully. Like his designs are very, very good. Like I remember if I remember correctly, first Sal was one responsible to work on the iOS, which is user interface. That when we had that very realistic interface, amazing interface, and John Ivy was known for the hardware. Of course, was a bigger team, and there was others over there, but those are the names that I remember. So AI brings John Ivy. I'm excited to see the results that that's going to bring. It's very simple. The information here, therefore, the surrounding thoughts of what can that create is something that impresses me. I do think that's something impressive. I remember that so for example, Apple is having that a lot of trouble right now because they have not been able to deliver the Apple Intelligence, which is AI on iPhone, the way they shown to the public. There was this, we have not brought that information, but there was this company that tried to bring, I believe that their name was Rabbit, which is basically a phone, but it's a phone that everything it has was AI. So that was very interesting. I don't know how they are doing at this moment. If I have remembered, I would have brought this as well for this topic. And here, and there is one more, which is Elon Musk has a lot going on for him right now. He's dealing with multiple things, and he was asked about, what about creating a phone for Grok? He said, well, there's too much going on. That's basically like making it simple, right? Therefore, that combination of the hardware for the AI tool, it's gonna happen. I feel like this is natural, just like as the rising sun, let's put like this. So here we have this information. I feel like this is the core, and this core is already very exciting, which is the John Ive. Oh my goodness, Johnny Ive. Now it gave me a blank here. Let me even get the correct number because he developed such an incredible. Yeah, no, I was saying right. John Ive, and he does such a. I really enjoy his work. Like his hardware designs were very precise. Was top notch. Let's put it like this. And I'm excited to see what comes from it. I'm excited to see something interesting. Like it would be cool to have, for example, I remember first Sal. I was such a big fan of the interface that has a very complicated name. I was such a big fan of that interface that I do think that if eventually another company tries to integrate AI in a hardware like Grok or whatever, they should bring like first Sal to to create the user interface. But I don't know how that works because I believe that there might be other plans for that for those who create those tools. So yeah, very simple here. I don't want to prolong this one because this is amazing in itself. I think that's a good news for AI overall. That's my spot on it.
Right on. Let's see. I had another point just to kind of bring up, and actually Rick alluded to it when he was covering the Google Gemini stuff. It's related to AI's usage by students, which is obviously a really hot topic. I actually, because I had Chat GPT Pro on the student side of things, I experimented with it as well. I took actually the exam study notes that the instructor put together. I took those in PDF format and literally just dragged them and dropped them into Chat GPT Pro. And it actually asked me, hey, do you want me to go ahead and create like a mock-up set of exams for you to practice with? And I did that, and it did an amazing job. Ended up scoring really well on my exams. But obviously the potential downside is for open book exams, it's extremely easy to also cheat on tests. So for you kids out there watching, Don't be using it to do that, or Uncle Noah is going to be very disappointed. Our next generation of lawyers and doctors out there need to know this stuff. They can't be reliant on AI
Eh,
for that kind of stuff. So
that one deserved a full screen view of the. That was a good one, Noah. There you go. Hey, well, here we are. Here we are. And talking about good students, let me talk a little bit about video game and AI.
'cause
So,
that always goes together.
right?
Yeah.
So, old news, but interesting news. AlphaStar mastering the real-time strategy game StarCraft. I was very impressed back on the day, even though I had this concept of, oh, so this is what AI is it for? So this is in 2019. So basically what we have here is that, let me go through, let me see. So games have been used for decades to support and evaluate performance of artificial intelligence systems. And that's what it's been used for with StarCraft. As capabilities have increased, the research community has sought games with increasing complexity, and real-time strategy are very complex games and very dynamic to capture different elements of intelligence required to solve scientific and real-world problems. In recent years, StarCraft considered to be one of the most challenging real-time strategy RTS games and one of the longest played esports of all time, has emerged by consensus as a grand challenge for AI research. So StarCraft, pretty impressive game. It's one of my favorites. Now we introduce our StarCraft 2 program, AlphaStar, the first artificial intelligence to defeat a top professional player in a series of test matches held on 19th of December. AlphaStar decisively beat Team Liquid's. Those are interesting names. Xeragors, Mana, Comics, one of the world's strongest
I just threw
professionals.
the alphabet down there. It's like my last name.
It's like, and butchering it in the way, right? One of the world's strongest professional StarCraft players, 5-0, following a successful benchmark match against his team mate Dario, TLO, Whoosh, Vush. The matches took place under professional match conditions on a competitive ladder map and without any game restrictions. So it basically, the AI, in other words, the AI tool basically won the oops, we don't have that there. It basically won the top players, right? The challenge of StarCraft. So AlphaStar and Liquid TLO. So this is pretty impressive. I do not remember what the outcome was used for. I do remember back in the day that I saw that happening and I said, oh, that's interesting. StarCraft is using AI. And why I brought, oh, here we have, oh, so see, this is very, it seems very complex. So the neural network activations, raw observations, this is amazing. Like this seems to be very complex for my comprehension, but it's cool. It's cool to see this. It seems very movie-like. So here it brings how AlphaStar is trained. AlphaStar's behavior is generated by a deep neural network. I think we heard this word recently, that receives input data from the raw game interface, a list of units and their properties, and outputs a sequence of instructions that constitute an action within the game. More specifically, the neural network architecture applies a transformer torso to the units, similar to a relational deep reinforcement learning, combined with a deep LSTM core. Interesting. An auto-regressive policy we had, here they are getting extremely technical. But that's basically it. Yeah. All we need to know is that the AI won the champions and it can be used for real application. Therefore, this is very clear. Even though it's very technical, they do offer the links over here for the terms, but it's pretty well explained here on the deepmind.google. Oh yeah, DeepMind. That's what we were talking about. That's Google though. Yeah.
I've got some cool stuff to share here that I didn't really plan on sharing. We got a little bit of time. What do you think?
Can I just show the other one?
Sure.
Because I was linking, I brought the StarCraft. That's 2019. The reason I brought that one, it's because there's a new real-time strategy coming out, and those guys, they are famous for being worked with on StarCraft team, Command and Conquer, and the other big game, Command and Conquer, and Warcraft. And now they are developing a new game that is named Stormgate. And let me see.
They're all very severe names.
Right?
Stormgate.
But I mean,
in a world.
And that's how they start. That's how they often start their cinematics. You're definitely not far away from the.
In a world where you're literally rolling the dice.
Man. It's like here. Hell. This is a StarCraft. Hell. It's about time. That's exactly what it is, man. And yeah, you're in the right direction, Noah. You're gonna definitely easily find something on the the subs gaming voiceover, or the term they call. Okay, so let's move on here so I can give Noah the word. Now it's with Nvidia. DLSS 3 and Reflex available now in Stormgate. So Stormgate launches today featuring DLSS 3 and Reflex. This was back in the day as well. And so Stormgate is free-to-play real-time strategy. They just recently have updated the visuals of the game, and it's pretty impressive. I encourage those interested to learn a little bit more. It's free-to-play time strategy game from the team at Frost Giant Studios, including developers who are working on some of the gaming's most popular RTS games, such as Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. For players who participated in Stormgate beta tests, I was one of them, backed the game's massively successful Kickstarters, are pre-ordered on the official website. Stormgate goes online at 11 p.m. today. This info here is from a while ago. I just came to this one because it was the official one for the Nvidia. Therefore, I heard about the AI thing since that's what I was searching for, just like this week that they came back with the new visuals and everything else. So Stormgate, you explore bring this to conclusion. In Stormgate, you explore an ever-evolving story through thrilling campaign missions where science fiction and fantasy collide. Alternatively, battle components around the world on the competitive 1v1 ladder, or team up with your friends to challenge the AI in a 3-player co-op modes. Developed in Unreal Engine 5, Stormgate sets itself apart from past RTS games with unmatched responsiveness and features rollback technology for a smooth online play. Stormgate supports high-resolution HD visuals at 4K with hundreds of units on the screen in epic, large-scale wars across a variety of maps and tile sets. All right. Yes, so they have a big challenge ahead of them because StarCraft and Warcraft, they are big players, like the biggest, let's put like this, right? And the visuals of StarCraft 2, it's something out of this world. Like you take a StarCraft 2 trailer, it's something more impressive than a lot of the gaming cinematics that we have today. But let's see. I'm excited for them and excited to see the work they bring out. and still in development. So that's good news. They had the guts, let's put it like to accept the feedback. This is very recent. Like shall I put like this? A company that size accepting real-time feedback. So if you enjoy the RTS, you may like, you may not like, you can enjoy the way the direction is going or not. Therefore, not only that, you can give them the feedback, and they have been very receptive in working really hard to bring out some good gaming experience. And I give back to you, Noah, after this.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Just a little bit I wanted to share here. We're going to wrap up in about 4 minutes. Let me see if I can get this share to function okay here. You guys see my screen? So this is funny. I got a funny image of a family cat. Let's see if this pops up here, if you can see that okay. Looks like we can. I'm just going to go full screen here. Oops. This guy right here. So I uploaded this. I say, well, that's a cool picture. Let me go ahead and try some of these different tools out. So I uploaded it into Gemini Pro, and my prompt was just animate this cat, and this is what Gemini Pro came up with, which is pretty interesting. It's not it's clearly a different cat, but man, the resolution and quality pretty good there. I did the same thing with Meta. I did a decent job. But actually, I'd say Sora, who's from the same people that make Chat GPT, this is what that one generated, and I thought this one was closest. Even though the arm does look a little rubbery there, it took the background and the foreground and really kind of mimicked the cat pretty well. So yeah, that was all pretty impressive stuff, I thought, and fun to kind of compare all the three tools. And yeah, that's basically what I had to show you guys. So one other thing, all of the stuff that we talked about, I think we might have glazed over a little bit. The big event that Google had usually covers like a bunch of different tools and technologies that they have. One of the things that's notable about this recent one is it was completely dominated by AI stuff. There was nothing else really discussed but AI. So it kind of shows you where their attention and agenda is. And really, to kind of summarize all of these news developments, it really underscores the rapid advancements and strategic shifts in the AI landscape, reflecting a global commitment to integrating AI across various sectors globally, really. So stay tuned and fasten your seatbelts. This stuff is picking up big time.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here.
All right. Until next time. That's a wrap for episode 6 or 7.
Hey.
Hard to believe we're at 7 already.
007.
We'll see you for episode 8, everybody.
Cheers.